Oh, yeah, mine, that was
Katie, how are you?
something
Oh, we're getting ready to start. I was calling for Tim.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, forgive us.
Well, call to order the special call beer board meeting of the City of Collegedale, Monday, February 5th at 5:30 p.m. As we begin to start the meeting, I've asked Commissioner Sadler to lead us in the invocation and pledge of allegiance. If you will, please stand.
If you all please join me for a moment of silence. And then please remain standing for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. And can we have our roll call, please?
Commissioner Baker,
Here.
Commissioner Lamb,
Here.
Commissioner Sadler,
Here.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Here.
Mayor Lloyd.
Here. And next we have our minutes from the October 2nd, 2023 board and meeting with regarding Board and Brush and their application. Any questions from the previous meeting?
I'd like to request, in addition to when they were being passed, just a note that I had requested that my vote from the January 17th meeting be corrected before we pass them.
Okay.
So I'd make a
Thank you.
motion with that correction.
Okay, motion with correction. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, and roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yay.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Commissioner Sadler,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson,
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay. And under old business, there is none. New business, El Jinete Mexican Restaurant, from someone from the city want to address that, and we have someone here from the restaurant, I believe. Okay.
Do we have the officer?
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Commissioners, in December of this past year, I was tasked with my administration to conduct alcohol compliance checks. I did so, and there was two out of the ones that I had tested that I did the compliance check. There was two businesses that one sold an alcoholic beverage to an underage person, and one served an alcoholic beverage to an underage person. I did summon both those people with misdemeanor citations for contributing to delinquency of a minor, and I gave the appropriate paperwork to the city to summon, I believe, the business owners and or representatives here to in front of the beer board. Do you have any questions?
Okay.
Jan, do you have any questions of the officer?
No questions for the officer.
Who is this young lady?
She's representing the restaurant.
Okay, got
Okay, any questions for the
What,
officer?
and what did this particular restaurant do?
The restaurant served an underage person that I've sent in there and served her with a alcoholic beverage. I believe it was a beer. And once the beer was served, she texted me. I came inside. She pointed out or alerted me to who the server was. I spoke to that server, issued a misdemeanor citation for delinquency to a minor, and then got the appropriate paperwork together and gave it to the city to have the appropriate people here from front of the beer board for that company.
Hey, Sam, I got a question. To me, this almost seems it's backwards. To me, we don't know if he's going to be found guilty or not, correct, at this point? Or has he?
No, and it doesn't necessarily matter because there are two standards of proof.
Okay,
You can find a violation by preponderance of the evidence and assess the penalty, the civil penalty that's involved. The person who is the server has a criminal standard of proof, and that's beyond reasonable doubt.
also, the address, I'm questioning the Officer Harris on this. It's showing as Collegedale, Tennessee, 37315. 37315 is just for the old part of Collegedale, not the other areas of Collegedale. Does that matter to us?
It doesn't matter a bit.
Okay, I'm just asking my question.
Doesn't that just mean they get their mail at the post office?
Yeah, but for the old section of Collegedale, not the business.
Well, anybody lives in the area that gets their mail at that post office is gonna have 315.
But it's paperwork, and I'm just want to
Oh,
make
okay.
sure that we're dotting all the i's. So historically, we've gotten information about, did they give the right ID? Did they give the right date of birth? Did the person, I saw some in the report, but it said manual entered. So why did they not use the system to do that?
I can address that. With the manual entered, I noticed that on the bottom of a receipt, I believe is what you're referring to. And that was for the Collegedale Tobacco Mart, or tobacco and beverage. So I was not given a receipt, obviously, because the sale was not finalized. You always pay your check after you get the service of the food and beverage. We never made it that far, so I never got a receipt from him. That was not really part of my preponderance of evidence of a crime as far as getting a receipt. All I needed was to summon someone to court, was that they served alcohol to a person.
And did the server actually look at that, to your knowledge?
I wrote my report directly, just maybe a few hours after all this happened, and I did write in my report, the informant stated that the server, a Hispanic male, asked to see her ID, and she produced it. The informant stated that the server took the ID from her, looked at it briefly, then walked away. The informant stated that the same server came back and placed the glass of beer in front of her.
A Miller Lite, okay.
Just if I can point out one thing, what I did before these two people were used in this kind of alcohol compliance check, they were searched before they rode with me. They rode in the back of my patrol car, and they were searched beforehand to make sure they didn't have any kind of fake IDs. That's to sort of weed out any kind of maybe some thoughts of, well, maybe that wasn't the ID, right? I did search both of them. They were in the back of my vehicle and with me the whole time throughout this event, doing all these compliance checks. So she said that she gave her the ID that we've looked at, we photocopied, that we have proof of, and that's the one she said she used, which shows that she is an 18-year-old female.
And have we used this informant before on previous ones? This first time?
First time for both.
Okay.
Of them. First time for both.
That's only drill.
For the restaurant, is this the first time you've been brought before the beer board?
Yes. To my knowledge, this is the first time we've been brought before for any type of summons or action like this, other than the initial application for the beer permit.
And what has happened to the server?
The server has been terminated.
Had the server been through the education that's required?
I believe so. They do training and education, and the servers do get their server permits from the ABC within the 60 days. This restaurant is licensed by the ABC with an alcoholic beverage license, so all of the servers are required to have an ABC license, server permit, within 1 days of hire. And, I will say, since this incident has happened, they have done additional training with an ABC special agent to walk through appropriate and safe service of alcohol and beer.
Do they have the machine that will, some places they scan the ID and stuff, do they have that?
They do have, an ability to scan on the phone, but I don't think, they don't have like a separate scanner. They do the checks. And then you can do a phone check if there's any question about what type of ID or.
Do we have a clue why they didn't do it on this one?
I honestly think this one was a mistake. We're sorry for it. They don't deny that it happened. As the report says, or as the summons says, the server looked at the ID and just frankly, it sounds like they made a mistake in serving that beverage to the minor. This is a first offense and not something that is to be repeated, obviously. And they have, again, since done training. They have terminated the employee that made this sale, and they do require their employees every day when they sign in to actually sign a piece of paper that says that they understand their need to card everyone and make sure that person is of age. So they are trying to daily train and remind and check in with their servers about the appropriate things to do to try to prevent this from ever happening again.
Could you tell me how long the employee had been employed there before termination? I mean, how long was she, or he?
I can try to find that information. I don't have that readily available right this second.
Does our city go ahead and send something off to the state ABC to notify them of that server's infraction, or does that happen after a beer board and a court appearance?
It might happen after a court appearance. I don't believe there's anything in our beer ordinance that requires us to notify the state.
Okay, I thought I had read something in there, but I didn't remember when it was to occur or if we could take any action if it hadn't happened.
I don't see it scanning it, Commissioner, and it's been a while since this is the first time we've had a meeting on something like this in quite some time, so I don't see it.
Now we're on the, so we need to go back to the
I'm
school,
happy to
right?
come up here.
Yes.
What are our options?
Your options, of course, you can revoke the permit or suspend the permit for a period of time. Usually it's been your practice on a first offense to go pretty light on someone. And it's my understanding this is a first offense. You can opt in lieu of a suspension to impose a fine up to $2,500. I think your last practice in doing one of these is in the neighborhood of 50 to 250, something like that.
I think that was the max we did. I was just asking the vice mayor, and I don't mean to be disrespectful or anything, but didn't we start with the store first, and now we've entered into discussing the restaurant? So we need to go back to the other offense?
We started with the restaurant.
We started the
Started
restaurant.
with the
Okay.
restaurant.
Maybe it's what I
So
was reading.
so I go in there frequently. They do have signs up with the date that we check ID, birth date. I mean, I appreciate that. And I know people mess up. I mean, that's why we're here to definitely make sure it doesn't happen again. And I've been an EMT since 1980. Unfortunately, that's long ago. And I've seen plenty of people involved in accidents, and we don't want that to happen, especially with juveniles and people underage. So I don't have any additional questions.
Any further questions?
No.
Okay.
Not for this one.
Do it.
Not for this, not for the restaurant?
No, none, I don't have any.
So I would make a recommendation that we suspend their license for 5 days, or in lieu of that, a fine of $500 paid in the next 3 days,
Well, under the ordinance, they have 7 days.
7 days.
7 days.
Could I add to your recommendation that we started on Valentine's Day and run it through that Saturday, so it's a period of time that matters?
I don't have a problem, but if they
suspect
pay,
They're going to be paying the fine.
if they pay the fine, they're not suspended.
Right, just so,
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I'll amend my motion to that.
Okay. So we have a motion, and did you have?
I just wanted to, just to make sure I'm understanding the motion, if they choose to pay that civil penalty, then they would not, that would be in lieu of the suspension.
It's in lieu of.
In lieu of, yes.
As long as they pay it within 7 days.
Thank you.
So we have a motion. Do we have any further comments or recommendations?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, and can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Commissioner Sadler,
yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And next we have Collegedale Tobacco and Beverage Mart. Can we have Officer?
Is this the second?
Commissioners, again, on the same date, myself and the 2 females relocated to the Collegedale Tobacco and Beverage Mart to see how a compliant check would turn out. The 2 females went inside. The females were 18-year-old and a 19-year-old, and the 18-year-old came out a short time later with a adult beverage that she purchased with the buy money that was produced by the city of Collegedale. I went back inside and issued a summons to the clerk for the contributing delinquency of a minor and gathered the information so that the city can summon the owner of the alcohol, of the company to in front of you guys today.
Any questions for the officer?
This is their second offense,
It's her third.
third.
Well, this is the location's 3rd offense. They've not held their permit since the last violation. These are different permit holders.
Yeah, they changed owners.
Okay.
The other ones were with the previous owner.
Oh, okay.
Do they go through training as well? Their employees, do you know?
Do
Can
you
we have
folks-
someone from the business step forward, please?
Actually, he's not my employee, he just come for the help.
Could you step up to the microphone, please, and give us your name?
My name is Pallavi. I'm the owner of the Collegedale Tobacco Mart, and he's not my employee. Actually, he just come for a help for a 1 day.
So he was selling alcohol and not getting paid by your establishment? He was selling alcoholic beverages in your business and he was not an employee?
No, he just come for the help for 1 day because I have a good funeral for emergency.
So you had a
Yeah,
funeral
yes.
emergency and is this a family member?
Yes, it's just a friend, not family
A
actually.
friend, okay.
Yes.
So he was just covering for that.
So he just come for a 1 day only for a helping, and we have a scanning system.
How long have you owned, or has your family owned this business?
This one's
Yes,
2 years, 2021 we started, yeah.
okay.
I guess this is an attorney question. Can a family member come in and if they have a scan system, still sell alcohol if they've not been through the training?
Well, no, the training is optional.
Okay,
I mean, there's an item called the Tennessee Responsible Vendor Act of 2006. And if you get that training, then there are certain presumptions that help you in a case like this. And they don't have anyone who had that training. So you just hear it straight and take all that into consideration.
Is this the first time you've been before the board since you received your license?
Yeah, first time.
And everyone else has been through the training that works with you normally?
And we have also scanning system, the ID scanner.
Okay.
So Why was the ID not scanned?
I don't have answer for that. I'm sorry.
He may not have known
The person was.
That he
not-
was
not
supposed
their
to.
Ordinary worker there, I guess.
he was a fill-in.
Temp.
Any further questions from the commission?
I did notice, is this the same underage that you use for the restaurant? Because there's different ages listed on the summons versus the incident report.
That is correct. That was a typo on my behalf. I used an 18 and a 19-year-old female.
Okay.
I wrote 19 on one document and 18 on another. It was the same person, the 18-year-old female each time.
Okay.
So, yeah, I didn't list the person by name, I don't believe, but I listed the age on some documents, and I it was a mistake by putting a 19 and 718.
Okay.
But it was the same person that has been verified who's an 18-year-old female at the time of this incident.
Okay.
Just to point out what you guys said earlier, you were talking about the input of and I believe Vice brought this up a few minutes ago. On the bottom of the receipt, obviously this one had a receipt because she went in and purchased with your city money. When she came back out, she had the change from that $20 bill and a receipt. And I noticed on the bottom of the receipt, it said age verified by manual input. That means nothing to me. I'm not in that that's not my wheelhouse. But I'm assuming something was pushed on a computer or the register that allows some kind of bypass. That's what it sort of means to me. So.
Since this is their first, is a fine appropriate for the group to consider?
I would think, wouldn't it, for a fine for the first?
I think kind of the route you went last time would be, because that was the first violation too.
So 5 days in lieu of, or a fine in lieu of,
Mhm.
It's 7 days, 500.
sorry, 7, I'm stuck on 5.
Okay. So you're going to make the motion?
It's
Yeah,
a
I'll
5-day
make the mo-
suspension if,
Or
but the fine has 7 days to be paid.
5-day suspension
5 days suspension
Or
or $500.
$500 fine in lieu
In lieu
of the
of payable
suspension.
in 7 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have 7 days to pay it.
And then I'm like with Commissioner Sadler, if they don't pay, I think it needs to be on a profitable day.
Those
The most-
same days, starting on the 14th to the
Yes.
19th, make a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
That'd be fine.
So do you understand what we're recommending?
Yeah.
So we are suspending your license for 5 days, or in lieu of that, you pay a $500 penalty. And that was supposed to start on February 14th, and you have 7 days to pay that fine if you go that route.
I pay the penalty.
Mhm.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
A second.
And we have a second, and roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yay.
Commissioner Lamb,
Yay.
Commissioner Sadler,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lloyd.
Yay. Thank you very much.
Do y'all know where to pay the fine at? No, pay the fine in front of us. Do they know where to pay it at?
The fine's payable here at City Hall. Here at City Hall.
Okay, the meeting of the special call meeting of the Beer Board is now adjourned. Anyone need a recess before we start?
No,